haven't been this excited about makeup in a long time. It's making me really happy. I can't believe it's finally here. After years and years of rumors and speculation, Marc Jacobs Beauty is back, and it looks quite different. So I was someone who was a die-hard fan of the original Marc Jacobs brand. I loved everything about it. The formulas, the packaging, the vibes, just like everything about that brand was incredible for me. I loved, my favorite products were the Icon eyeshadow palettes, which I actually panned a full one of those as my very first pan that palette. I also loved their Remarkable foundation. That was like one of the most full coverage foundations ever. And I love the packaging. I loved the product. I loved the shades that you had. It was just an excellent, excellent product. And really, like, across the board, their eyeliners were incredible. I really don't think there were that many duds. I think the only big dud I can think of is their big bronzer, because it was like very yellow orange on quite a few people. But other than that, it was a very solid brand across the board, which is why it was so shocking when it almost seemed like it kind of felt like out of nowhere at the time. But in actuality, the brand had been slowly going on sale and kind of vanishing from Sephora. I believe it was 2019, 2020 when like it finally sold out and they were like, okay, Marc Jacobs is no more, but it'll come back eventually. And so years went by, rumors happened. Oh, it's going to come back. Oh, it hasn't actually come back yet. After many, many years, it is 2026 and Marc Jacobs is back. So I went and bought like pretty much one or two of everything in their new lineup, except for the lipsticks. Because honestly, I'm not a huge fan of lipstick unless it's black or red or if it's a lip gloss. So I didn't buy those, but I got everything else. And normally I do like very detailed full-time reviews. So this isn't going to be 100% review of everything, but I wanted to film my first time opening, looking at the packaging, swatching everything, and doing a full face with everything that I got. So this is going to be a first impression, unboxing, all that good stuff. All right, let me quickly walk through everything I picked up before we jump into the actual swatches and application. I picked up the volumizing, can I say that word? I picked up the volumizing mascara, the Legally Bronze Sculpting Bronzer in the shade Fair, because I'm pale. I picked up 2 shades of the Joy Stick blush sticks. These shades right there. I picked up 2 shades of the individual eyeshadows. And last but not least, I picked up 3 shades of the eyeliners. All right, so I think the powder, ooh, okay. So I opened up the bronzer for the first time. So I gotta say, like, online, all the pictures made this look very gaudy and just like, I don't know, childish. But now that I'm holding it, I feel the weight and I see the actual like flower detail. It doesn't seem that bad. I don't know if this is copium or not, but I really like the packaging on this. So it is a powder bronzer. I am gonna do a swatch real quick. Oh, okay. Did not swatch the best, but that tone is hopeful. It doesn't look stark orange on me, so here's to hoping that I can actually wear this. So this is powder, so I'm going to go in with the blushes first. And that was like the main thing I was worried about. A, being the formulas of the actual products, and B, being the packaging. Because online, through all the videos and the photos that I saw, the packaging looked very like juvenile. So I'm hoping that these are all pleasantly surprising for me. So this is the blush stick. It doesn't feel as luxe as the bronzer. I will say, like, the flower on this one, you can see it, like, it looks totally different. So the flower on the bronzer and the flower on the blush stick does look more juvenile and kid-like. So I picked up 2 shades of the blush stick. I did one like peach and then one kind of like deep berry. So I'm going to swatch both. That peach looks beautiful. Okay. Okay, so these are the swatches of those 2. They don't smell like anything. Not that I accidentally got a little bit on my nose. But I don't smell anything. There's no scent. I will say it was a little hard to like pry open at first, but now it seems like they're a little bit easier to open and close once you get past that first kind of opening. Okay. So we've got these. I think I'm going to go with the peach one. And hope that my foundation isn't completely dried down And before I actually start applying this, I should tell you what I already have on my face. So for foundation, I'm wearing the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. In here, I have what was left of one of them. I mixed shades 102 and 105. 105 is too dark for me, 102 is too light for me. I'm somewhere in the middle. I have the Makeup Revolution Eye Bright Corrector in light to medium for my color corrector on my under eyes. And for my concealer, I am wearing the Armani Luminous Silk in 3.75. And then I just threw a little bit of clear brow gel through my brows, and that's all I've got on my face so far. So to apply the blush, on one side, I want to go and like use the brush and apply it. And on the other side, I'm going to tap this in and see how it applies with either a sponge or the brush after applying it on my face. So, ooh, like immediately on there. Okay. We'll see how well this blends out. So let me try my fingers first. And I picked the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless because I've used this for years and I know how products blend and how it performs with a bunch of different cream, powder, whatever products. So actually blending it out with a finger picked up the foundation. So you can see like my foundation is like just gone from right over there. So I'm going to instead go back in and try to just take it on a brush and tap it on this way. Okay. So better, but it's still picking up a little bit right here. So really, not a huge fan of this. The last thing, we could try blending it out with a sponge. It just kind of blended away to almost nothing. So here, I'm gonna grab a little bit more foundation and apply it on this side just to kind of cover up where. And you can still see where it picked up the foundation. So it's not going to look perfect, but I wonder if it's freshly applied foundation, if it'll blend out better. So I'm actually going to take it onto like my sponge like this. And try this. It still picked up my foundation. Dang. Okay. So I wonder if it's just a really like stiff formula that is going to kind of lift the foundation underneath. That, or it's maybe meant to be worn primarily on just like your face with maybe a glowy primer and not actually on top of a foundation. That would be like my inclination, since with a very good foundation, obviously I'm gonna try this other foundations, but with a really good foundation, I'm seeing it lift no matter how I apply it, which is pretty disappointing. And now I'm wondering if it's the shade. So I'm actually going to switch to my other shade and reapply my foundation on both sides and see if the shade also picks up. And I'm going to pick a different brush. All right, we are back. I have foundation reapplied to my cheeks, and we're going to try the more berry shade. And this is a brand new makeup brush from Refer. This is their LC02, so it's a not a natural hair. It's a synthetic hair brush. The other brush I was trying was natural hair, so I'm curious if the brush also makes a big enough difference. So I'm just taking some like that and applying it. Okay, leagues better. Much, much better. It's very pigmented, but it applied much better. Okay. So it could be the shade, it could be the brush. At this point, not 100% sure, but I like both colors. The colors are really pretty. It's just a little disappointing that kind of right out the gate with this relaunch, you're already looking at a product that's pretty high maintenance to figure out how to apply properly. I do like the tone. It's definitely a There blush. If I had no makeup on, I would try to go in and like blend it out to make it look a little bit more natural, but like when I'm wearing a blush, I want the blush to be there. It's definitely darker on this side. I'm looking in the camera. I need to add a little bit more to this side. Let's just even that out a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, I like that a lot better. So so far I'm like iffy on the blush sticks. I'm not a huge fan of the packaging. And the formula, I need some more testing on the formula. All right, now we're gonna go back to the bronzer. So I've got my blush on. I'm gonna go in with my favorite bronzer brush. This is also from Refer. This is the 24 brush, and I've had this for like over a year now. And I'm going to close that, tap off some of this excess. Okay, so I like the tone. Once it's applied on me, it looks nice and like rosy and not orange, which I appreciate. I'm gonna build it up here. Here. And it's summer. I like to pretend I see the outside sometimes, so I'll take a little bit down here. All right, I like the bronzer. It does look nice. I like the tone. I like how it blends out. I obviously want to try this on top of some other powder products to see how it blends with it. But so far, the bronzer for me is the best we've tried so far. It's got nice packaging. I like the formula. I like the heft and everything to it. It feels more elevated so far than the blush sticks. Next, I want to try these eyeshadows. So I was surprised to see that they came out with individual shadows instead of a palette. I loved the original palette to the point where I panned an entire original Marc Jacobs palette. Now, these individual shadows, okay, they swivel to open. So it's like this little thing, and then you swivel. I do like the packaging. This one, it's nice. It's so weird how hit and miss the packaging is so far. Or maybe just the blush sticks are a dud. But this actually looks really nice. And then you swivel it open. And so I got one duochrome. So this is like the pinky to red pink, light pink to dark pink duochrome. And then I got just one kind of shimmery, plain old shimmery tone. I wish we had gotten at least one palette out of them, but maybe they're saving that. Ooh, it feels creamy. Oh, it feels nice. Okay, let's, ooh, that's a beautiful swatch. Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Okay. Ooh, and oh my God. Okay. They're getting me on the eyeshadows. That, oh, that is beautiful. Oh my God. They blend like, not blend because I haven't blended it yet. They apply and swatch like butter. Oh my goodness. All right, so since I have hooded lids, I always go in with an eyeshadow primer. I'm just gonna use the Too Faced eyeshadow primer. And I'm just gonna go like right in with the duochrome shade. Why not? Let's go crazy. I think that duochrome shade actually matches the blush tone better than the peachy one. So I'm literally just gonna take for this side, finger. Holy crap. That's gorgeous. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever had a shade apply that pigmented that beautifully. Shit. And here I am like upset that they have singles and not palettes, and now I'm about to like buy all the singles. All right. I'm curious to see, do I have a blending brush? I do. How this would go on with the brush. So to kind of blend it up, I'm going to take a little bit on my brush. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, pigmented. I'm going to rub a little bit off on a towel and try to just go in and blend. And it blends nicely. Guys, this is gorgeous. Did I expect to do a look this dramatic? No. But it's gorgeous. Oh my God. God, this is gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. And it blended out like really nicely. I think this is the first product that I like better than the original so far. I know. Crazy. Oh my God. Okay. So it blends out beautifully. It looks gorgeous. Obviously, we're going to have to test to see how longevity is on these, but oh boy, I am very happy. One very happy camper. I want to test out both of them, so I'm going to take the lighter shade and just take that to the middle. Does this look needed? No, but I want to test it, and that's still pigmented and shows up on top too. Oh my goodness. I could also use this as a brow bone highlight. Let's try that. For me, it's a little dark, the shade in particular, to use for like a regular brow bone highlight, but it's a very pretty shade. Also blends out really nice. So far, we are like 5 out of 5 on the eyeshadows so far. I like the packaging, I like the formula, I like how they apply. I just gotta see how the wear time is. Because as someone with very hooded lids, eyeshadows that don't have staying powder are gone by the end of the day. So I'll see about throwing in a clip here towards the end for what this looks like at the end of today. So it's the end of the day. I took a nap in my makeup, which you should not do. Don't sleep in your makeup, but for testing purposes, this is actually nice. So this is how the eyes actually look a little faded, but like it's mostly still there. This is all gone, but I'm assuming that's because I was, you know, laying down. Bronzer looks nice. And then the eyeliner. I still see. That's impressive. Not all eyeliner can stay in my waterline till the end of the day. And you know what? I hate to say it, but I slept in this mascara and I don't see any, like, smudging. All of this is the eyeshadow. So the mascara actually didn't do that bad. Okay. That is your end of day check-in. But for right now, I'm hella impressed. And just to kind of finish up this look, I'm going to take that duochrome shade on a brush and just drag that on my lower lash line. I love eyeshadows that can be a one shadow look, and this shade, absolutely, that duochrome can be a one shadow look. And like at this point, I am immediately adding the other duochrome shades into my cart. All right, next we got the eyeliners. Now this was a product I loved from the original line because the eyeliners were so luxe, they were so pigmented, they lasted on my waterline, and like as a gel liner. So I picked up kind of what I usually go to for a gel eyeliner, a like light beigey nude, a black, and a white. So I'm going to, ooh, and that also swatches like butter. So I'm going to swatch all three of these on my hand. So they are all very pigmented and they're very creamy. So promising so far. Normally for my everyday, I would go with the nudie kind of beige, but for this look, I'm thinking the white. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use both. I'm gonna use white on like the super inner part. Oh my God, and that applies so easily. No tugging or anything, just right onto the waterline. I think my favorite eyeliners are back. Oh my God, look at that. And I can even blend them into each other so that I get like, guys. I haven't been this excited about makeup in a long time. It's making me really happy. You know what? I'm going to add just a little bit of the gel liner to the like outside upper part. Just so we could see how it applies over shadow. Okay, I did like a little baby wing. And that'll be another good wear test. Okay, they are in no way even, but that's okay. The packaging on here, I don't know, it is just a pencil, so how much could you do with it? These feel lightweight. They don't feel as like heavy as I remember the old eyeliners feeling, but they are like a sharpenable pencil. So how luxe can you get with it? I do like the cap. I like how the star looks on the cap, and I think this is the closest to the original packaging that we've seen, so I do like it. And on the other shades too, it does look really nice. And I think that they had like a whole bunch of shades in this eyeliner out. I just picked up the three that I know I would use the most often. Last but not least, the mascara. I was heartbroken when the, I'll throw a picture of it right here because I can't remember the name of it. Oh, that's my first reaction to the packaging of the mascara. Okay. But their original like black mascara was like the first like higher end mascara I thought was worth the price. I love that mascara. I got as many minis of it as I could. I bought full size of that mascara before I bought any other higher end mascara. And so I was excited for this. But looking at this looks like Florence by Mills. This is Florence by Marc Jacobs. Why? Why is it so purple? It's a black mascara. I do like the star accent on this one. It doesn't look as childish, but the rest of the freaking thing looks like kids' makeup. It does have a little bit of heft to it, so I don't know. I'm a little worried about this one, you guys. It's got a nice hourglass brush. It is plastic. So let's try this in full transparency. I do have a lash lift on like the outer third of my lashes, but I wanted to see how this would come out. All right, this eye has the mascara and this eye doesn't. Let's zoom you in. Mascara, no mascara. And then let's put it on this eye. So it's a brand new mascara and I just opened it, so it is very wet right now. I remember the original formula was very wet, and then once you left it open for about a week, it dried down to like a really good consistency. So I would kind of expect the same out of this. This is definitely going to need more testing. And I wonder if all their mascaras are going to be this purple, because I don't like this packaging. I think this and the blush sticks feel cheap and kiddie, and anyone shop at Limited 2, this feels like Limited 2. Whereas the packaging of the bronzer and the individual eyeshadows, it feels more luxe. It looks a bit more luxe. And like these, I would want to have out on my vanity and like enjoy how they look. And even the eyeliners, I could stick in a cute little pen, like a little container, and have out. These ones I'm like throwing in my drawers. I don't know. I'm not a fan of these. So at the end of this, what am I thinking about Marc Jacobs so far? So first, blush sticks. Packaging, not a fan. I do like the shades. I'm a little afraid about how user-friendly they may or may not be to apply, especially on top of foundation. So I will be doing a lot more testing with these to see how application goes, how it is with foundations, with other skincare, with other SPFs even. But so far, these are getting like a 3 out of 10 for me so far. The bronzer. I like the packaging on this. I like the mirror on this. It's not kind of a traditional mirror. The packaging feels luxe to me. I like the shade. It works well with my complexion. I don't remember how many shades. I'll throw the shade range up here. That's my main complaint is, do you have enough shades that are going to work for people? But other than that, it applied beautifully. We'll see how it wears. This is getting a 6 out of 10 for me right now. Man, these shadows knocked it out of the park. The individual shadows right now, they're getting a 9 out of 10, depending on wear time. They applied beautifully. They look gorgeous. They swatch beautifully. I actually love the packaging on these. These feel luxe. My main complaint would be if you have a bunch of these, how are you storing them? Like, they don't stack well. They're really pretty, but you're going to have to like lay them all flat somewhere. But I do like them. 9 out of 10. The eyeliners I still really like. They remind me so much of the old formula. I'm excited to have my favorite eyeliner formula back. Again, I'm going to give these a 9 out of 10 depending on wear time. And last and least, the mascara. I have to see how the wear time is on this one. And honestly, I do need a couple of weeks of testing to give full thoughts on a mascara. But as of this first impression, packaging, it's clumping up my lashes, which can be a look, but not necessarily a look I'm going for. So this is going to be a 3 out of 10 for right now. All right, so I think we went through everything. Those are all of my thoughts as a former Marc Jacobs Beauty lover, what I thought about the new line. If you've tried out any of these products, let me know what you think down below. And let me know if there's anything else I should pick up. I will be keeping a close eye on this brand from now on and just testing to see if some of my other favorite products come back, which I know obviously the formulas are owned by another company, but I'm hoping we can get some of our close to our old favorite formulas back. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you think, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.